This restaurant is by far the best in Toronto, and that's exactly what I would have told you 2 years ago. For this episode of the Omakase of the Week series, I went back to Alo, and that decision was almost as bad as the Luca trade. The first thing was a small bite. It was basically just a cream cheese spring roll. Then came a series of small bites. My favorite out of three was probably this mackerel one, but I didn't love that they used this cream to like glue it onto the plate. Just didn't work with the mackerel. Bluefin tuna sounds great for marketing, but this one you couldn't taste any of the fish. And this foie gras one, I don't know, I didn't love it. Then they proceeded with 3 types of sashimi. This one, the fish was so bland, and this blood orange sauce gave it so much bitterness. I think all my friends hated this one. And that's not to say this one was any better. I didn't catch anything the waiter said about it. It was creamy but had a lot of grassy notes to it. Just super off-putting in my opinion. But this last one, they had a fish wrapping uni. Luckily for us, the uni quality was really good. But this next dish got us scratching our heads. They served us an egg blunt. So inside was supposed to be Dungeness crab. We don't taste that at all. So after that dish, I was like, surely it can't get worse. The waiter was describing the dish, there's lobster bisque, cauliflower puree. Sounds all good, right? But then he says Thai curry. Such a weird dish and just such an example of cooking too much. This was wagyu with the dashi broth, and they served this kind of like risotto thing on the side. Compared to everything else we had so far, it was amazing, but the wagyu wasn't really prominent in the dish. Felt like it was just thrown in there for the buzzwords. Then came the scalp dish. Not bad, but still pretty mid in my opinion. And lastly, this was veal with foie gras. On its own, the veal was pretty nicely cooked. The sauce was so damn salty. And for dessert, there's matcha ice cream, a chocolate tart, and a bunch of small sweets. Overall, compared to the first time, it was so disappointing. For some of my friends, they don't really go fine dining too often. It just kind of felt like a huge letdown.